What is up, you guys? Articulation here, back with another action figure review, and today we're taking a look at the DC Multiverse Collect Connect Killer Croc KGBs. Taking a look at the package over here, it's pretty much the exact same thing I've seen with all the other DC Comics Multiverse figures. You get a Collect Connect Killer Croc at the top of there, Batman 80 years, because if you don't know, this year is the 80th anniversary of Batman, so that's pretty cool. KJ Beast at the top of there, DC logo, you got a photo of KJ Beast at the bottom, DC Multiverse, and then at the top you get the DC logo once again. And at the side over here, you do get the DC logo once again, along with KJ Beast, DC Multiverse. Same thing at the other side, just with the window box going along. And at the back over here, you do get all the other figures you need to collect inside this wave. I have done reviews on all these figures, except for the Katana, and I will be doing a review of the Killer Croc very soon, so be sure you go and check them all out, and be sure to stay tuned for those new reviews. Anyways, you get the same exact photo at the top over there, along with a little bio that you can read by pausing now. DC Rebirth KJ Beast, and at the bottom you get all the warnings they need to know about the figure, hazards, whatever, and then at the bottom here you get the UPC code. But without further ado, guys, let's take a look at this figure. Just taking a look at the KJ Beast over here, I don't know too much about the character. All I really know that he is a Russian assassin that at some point goes up against Batman to try and hunt him down. And I know he's part of the Suicide Squad at some point, so maybe that's the reason why they decided to add KJ Beast while also adding Katana inside this wave. But other than that, I mean, it's a really cool looking figure. Once again, I don't know a lot about the character, but yes, this figure came out pretty good for the most part. Has some good paint detailing going along, some good sculpting, really good articulation as well too, but we'll take a closer look at all those. But in terms of his accessories over here, he does come with these two little pocket knives, I guess you could say. They are painted pretty well for the most part, as you can see, sculpted very well as well too. Has a nice black kind of grip over there with all the little markings throughout, and you get two of the same exact one over here. And the main purpose for these is that they go inside of little pouches at the bottom of his feet over here, so you can go ahead and slide one in like so, and then slide the other one in like so, and then they fit in there pretty well. If you do turn them upside down though, I mean, they can fall. Well, they fell earlier, but now they're not going to fall because they're on camera. But yeah, they go in there pretty well. And if you didn't think that that was a knife, then this is a knife over here. This is his knife that goes inside of his gun, but he can also carry it. I'm guessing that this is his main weapon of choice, and you can go ahead and slot that inside of his hand over here. It just takes a bit of mangling, but you can definitely get it in, as you can see right over here. And I'm guessing that he hunts his enemies with that knife, but can't just hold it. You can also put it inside of his gun, as I said. There's a little bit of a slot at the top of the gun over there, and you just slide the knife right through with this little blocky piece, and fits in there pretty well and looks pretty cool. And then finally, he does come with this missile piece, I'm guessing it is. It's pretty small. It doesn't really look all that detailed to me. I mean, it has some good painting in there, but in terms of sculpting, I'm not exactly sure about it. But anyway, the main purpose of this is it just goes inside of the little hole over there, and you just slot it inside, and then yeah, he has a missile now. And completely off topic with the figure, but if you wanted to have the missile kind of like going out of his like gun, I guess you could say, you can take this Iron Man effect piece over here and then just slot it in there if you do have the Iron Man figure, and it goes in there pretty well. So you can kind of have him with that effect that he's shooting off one of his missiles, which is pretty cool. Anyway, here's taking a closer look at KG Beast over here, and I mean, this is probably one of the better looking figures inside the wave, in my personal opinion. I think that the paint on this figure has turned out pretty good, to say the least, and sculpting as well has turned out pretty good. As you can see, the head sculpt over here has some pretty clean paint going along with that little symbol on his head. Reminds me a lot of Bane, but I know he's not supposed to be Bane. But I guess you could pretend that he is a Bane figure if you really wanted to. And as you can see, he has the same symbol going in the back of there, but for some reason it's not painted. Not exactly sure if it's supposed to be painted or not, but yeah, that is sculpted back there as well too. But then you get all the copyright information to DC Comics as back over here, as you can see. But overall, with the chest area, I really like it as soft rubber material, so it doesn't hinder any articulation, but it has some nice painted detailing and sculpting detailing going along over there. These little tips over here aren't exactly sharp. They're all softer, mainly for kids, I guess. But yeah, you have those three red lines, I guess you could say, and they all look pretty well. You can even tell that they've put in a little bit of sculpting detail inside of it, kind of like to show it's been battle damaged a little bit. I don't know if that was meant for it, or if it was just by mistake, but overall it does look really cool, even with the scratch paint over there. So overall, I think that all the QC issues on this guy has actually turned out in the end as a good result. Anyway, there's taking a look at his guns over here, along with his biking gloves, which look pretty cool as well too. And once again, you can get anything to be held in that hand, and then you also do get the other arm with all the red paint going along, and he also does have the gun at the end of his arm over here. And this gun has actually turned out pretty good, to say the least. I gotta say, all the little silver bits inside of there has turned out absolutely fantastic. Looks very, very clean, and I like what Mattel has done with this. But anyway, this guy's belt over here with all the stars on top of it, and I mean, that's looking pretty cool as well too. He's got all the pouches on the side over there. Can't really put anything inside of it, but overall looks very good. It's also a softer rubbery material in this crotch area over here too, so once again, doesn't hinder any articulation. We'll take a look at that very soon. But anyway, here's taking a look at the pants over here. As you can see, two different shades, because one is rubbery material and the other is hard plastic. So not too bad, but yep, you get all the little wrinkles going along over there, and looks very, very good, to say the least. And then you also got the boots over here, same 3 red lines going along once again, and the pouches over here that hold the knives, and the silver. I mean, paint. I gotta say, one of the pluses on this figure is how well it's painted. I mean, I don't see any like paint on the figure being off. It's all just on point and crisp and clean. They also do get the treads at the bottom of there, along with the 2 pecos at the bottom of his feet, which is pretty awesome as well too. Articulation though is absolutely fantastic on this guy. I am actually really surprised in how this articulation turned out. But anyway, his head can move about that much, move down, can move side to side. There's a bit of pivot in there. His arms can move about that much, move up, down, bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, which moves in about that far, which isn't too bad. But he also does have a wrist swivel at the gun area over here, which is pretty good that they added that as well too. But then on the hand over here, it does hinge up and down and then swivel, so a bit of extra articulation over there. I like that. And he also does have the waist swivel in here. He does have an ab crunch. I've seen it. I just can't get mine to move, so I'm sure on your figure, if you warmed it up a little bit, you could probably get it to move. But yes, he does have an ab crunch, but it just doesn't move for me. But he can kick forward just a little bit. He can kick back a lot. And he also just have the splits over there, and it doesn't move out that far, but I mean, he's a brute character, so you're not gonna have him in this really wide stance. Anyway, you do get a thigh swivel somewhat inside of the joint all the way up in the crotch area over here, so you can get it to swivel just a little bit. But you also do get a single jointed knee, and then you get ankle articulation, which is down, up, and pivot a lot, which I really like. So here's KG Beast compared to a couple other figures. Quick shout out to Giovanni Garvera. I'm not exactly sure if that's how you pronounce it. I do apologize. But he did ask inside of the Red Hood video, how does the DC icons compare to well, the Red Hood action figure and all the other action figures side of this wave. So as you can see right here, Batman and Red Hood, this is the Batman Rebirth DC icons, and as you can see, they stand around at the same height, but compared to KG Beast, he does stand a little bit shorter. But if you were curious as to how tall KG Beast does stand, as you can see over here, he does stand at approximately 6.75 inches tall. So final thoughts on this KG Beast over here. As I've said already, once again, I'm not that big of a fan of the characters, so I'm not that familiar with them, although I do think that this action figure represents him very well, as it is a very cool looking figure, I gotta say. I mean, the head sculpt, in my personal opinion, I think turned out absolutely fantastic. Looks very sharp, along with the rest of the body and the rest of the sculpting detail and all that. Turned out very, very clean, which I really do like. And also, I mean, articulation too, it's turned out really nice. The painting has turned out really nice. I mean, it's all around just an awesome figure. You just need to be a really big fan of the character in order to appreciate it all that much. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that inside of a rating, this guy easily gets a 10 out of 10. I'm just not the biggest fan of KG Beast in order to really appreciate this figure, but overall, absolutely fantastic figure. Came out very clean. Articulation is absolutely amazing. Once again, I mean, if you're a fan of KG Beast, I highly do suggest that you go ahead and pick this up, because this is a really, really cool figure. And even if you aren't a fan of KG Beast, I mean, still really cool figure once again, so might want to pick this guy up maybe for using it for parts for other figures if you were trying to do some kit bashing or stuff like that, because this also can be a really cool Bane figure as well too. And I don't really think we've gotten a really cool Bane figure per se that has all this articulation, all this great sculpting paint detailing. So if you're a fan of Bane more than this guy like I am, you could definitely use it as a Bane action figure. And I know some of the DC fanboys out there are really, really pissed off with me right now, but you know what? that's besides the point. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like rating down below if you liked the video or if you disliked it. Let me know what you guys thought about this figure. Let me know what you thought about my review. And also, if you do have an Instagram account, you can go and follow me on Instagram at The Dorcas Knight. As all of you who are my subscribers can probably tell, haven't really been around lately. I haven't really been around for a week. However, I have been posting a lot on the Instagram account. So if you guys want to see what's going on behind the scenes, what's going on with the channel, you can go ahead and follow that, and it basically shows you what I'm up to. Really, if you're at all curious. And you know, as all YouTubers do beg for it, just subscribe please, because I will be doing a figure review on the Katana and the Killer Croc Build-A-Figure, along with ranking all the figures inside the wave, so make sure you stay tuned for that. With that being said, you guys, like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate it all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next video.